That's been my recent removal from my life.
Sure.
Is the seed oil. And once you remove those, that's basically every food with a label.
It really is.
So the supermarket becomes...
It's
I
funny
still go to the
whenever
supermarket,
you do,
but I
when
would
you
like to
have
not
that,
have to.
Yeah, when you well, yeah. I mean, I go to the supermarket, but I really don't. But 10% of maybe what I do is at the supermarket. It's just I don't have to now, and it's not that hard. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutrition guy.
Yeah.
I'm a poor boy from Texas that ate beef as a boy,
Yeah.
and that's all I'm going to keep on doing as an adult because I feel fantastic. I understand how to acquire it. My consumption model doesn't have all that damn poison.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing that really kicked it off. You said seed oils. Whenever I was up in North Dakota, you know, we were on this one, you know, plot. We were doing a turnaround. We're doing about 12,000 acres as far as harvest. And used to, you do about 90% wheat of your total crop. Last year, it was 50% wheat and 50% rapeseed, which is canola.
Rapeseed oil, yeah.
Yeah, and so by knowing that, it's like, why did you plant this, dude? You're a farmer. Why are you doing this? I got to survive. That's what's bringing me the most money.
Wow.
Is this rapeseed? Is this poison?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't know. Rapeseed was outlawed by the FDA in 1956 for human consumption.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what they did is they went in, engineered it in an industrial way, and said, we'll take out that toxicity that will kill you, but now you can go ahead and put it in all your food. Once again, the FDA GROS rule.
And they call it canola oil?
It's canola oil.
Obviously, they didn't want to use rapeseed oil. Right?
Guess what, though? Guess what now that they're doing with this greenwashing they're doing across the globe that we're going to save the planet? Now they have organic rapeseed.
Oh, my gosh.
And people don't know. And also, whenever I was in North Dakota, it's a funny story. I was in North Dakota, and we're sitting there in combines and tractors doing a shift into the next field. Well, there's a big tourist van, and there's a lot of people taking pictures of this field of rapeseed. And if you do a Google search, and whenever a rapeseed it blossoms, it's yellow. It's pretty. I mean, especially when you got 10,000 acres of a yellow flower, you're like, oh my gosh, that looks kind of cool. Well, now it's becoming photography tourism. And it's becoming something that people like follow cherry blossoms across the world. They're starting to follow fucking rapeseed across the world. Yes.
Wow.
That's very fiat, by the way.
Very fiat. Just a little bit of overview on seed oils, because this is still kind of, it's pretty new. Like when I tell people about seed oils, most people haven't heard about it.
Right.
You probably know more than me, but I cut them out about a year ago, and I'm a white boy, so I would go in the sun 15, 20 minutes a day, and I would get really barbecued. Right. But after about 6 months, no seed oils, I was in Hawaii surfing, no shirt, 3-4 hours, no problem, like just brown.
It's amazing.
You can still get burnt, like this is not advice or whatever, but it's definitely a step change in well-being. There's a lot of other things, but what's wrong with seed oils? Do you know like what it is they do to us that ruins things?
The only way I like to look at it is if you look at something that has been injected into our consumption model, that basically, if you watch how it's processed in the industrial machinery.
It looks like industrial sludge.
It does.
Yeah.
And so anytime you have to do that to any food product, I don't have to go too deep into knowing exactly, but I know a lot of the seeds that we do, a lot of them do have toxicity to them.
Yeah.
A lot of the industrialization of that processing of that seed is eliminating that toxicity out of that seed.
Yeah.
But just to say where seed oils come from, so people can kind of understand the pathway that they took. In the 1900s, the early 1900s, Procter & Gamble used to make basically the most candles in the world. Okay. Well, what they use? They used cottonseed. Okay. Well, all of a sudden they weren't selling candles. What happened in 1900s? We got electricity.
Right.
So people quit buying candles. Well, Procter & Gamble said, holy shit, we got to do something with all this cottonseed, man. We've been profiteering off of this cottonseed all these years. What are we going to do now? Voila, you had Crisco, cooking oil.
Interesting.
And they targeted the heritage woman, the farmer, everything. And so they started introducing seed oils as vegetable oil. Boom, boom, boom. We started the deception even that many years, 120 something years ago.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
It's fascinating.
Wow.
If you can do your own kind of research.
Yeah.
You can go to rabbit hole, like I said.